if I can, I just want to take you on a little journey, starting from April the 25th, and today is June the 12th, by the way. My prediction, it's not even my prediction, the world is going to change on June the 14th. So we're 2 days away from the world never looking the same again, for sure. But we'll get to that. So I'm gonna take you on a journey. So April 25th in Camden, there was a black girl. What I'm gonna say, by the way, it might sound like random, but I'm gonna hopefully tie it all up and show you how it's all just part of a totalitarian tiptoe towards what we call a coup d'etat, which is an internal civil war that they're trying to bring about. So yeah, in April 25th, there was a black girl in Camden, and she went up to a white man. You may have seen it on social media, and she threw her food in his face, going, "White people are inferior to black people."
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
and she was
that.
like, "So arrest me, arrest me." Yeah, and she didn't care. Yeah, the mental health is obviously unbalanced. Um, Instantly, I called it out as a psyop. A psyop is a psychological operation, so something that's designed. Either she's been paid, she's under MK Ultra, which is some kind of like brain control, or she's being blackmailed to do this. It's not an organic incidence of racism. Yeah, it's coordinated. Um, because at the exact same moment, yeah, and the whole world was talking about this black girl. Whenever something like that isolated goes global, it's a situation, it's a distraction, it's not genuine. Yeah. Around that same time, Kanye West did the interview wearing the black KKK outfit. Yeah. While simultaneously at the Pope's funeral, they were also wearing the black KKK outfit. Now a lot of people were saying it's to do with like a Spanish or Italian holiday or something, but bun all of that, all we're saying is black KKK. Yeah, I'm not here for the details. Kanye West wears a black KKK outfit before the Pope's funeral and before the Pope's death, and then like a few days later that happens. Yeah, again, mass MK Ultra and mass distraction for what's about to happen, which is World War III. Okay, cool. So that was on the 25th. The next day in Russia, they have a inactive radio station that was inactive for 70 years. It's called their Doomsday radio station, and they've always said when this turns on, everything like shit hits the fan when this turns on, and it turned on the 26th of April. There was a sound, and you can research this. It's called UVB76. Yeah, so the Russians' Doomsday radio has now activated. Yeah, cool. Okay, 2 days after that, there was the synchronized European blackout attacks. Yeah, so we saw a blackout in Portugal, Spain, Belgium, and France. Yeah, this is right after Russia's Doomsday radio have gone off. Cool. Okay, a few days later, 3rd of May, we had a coordinated attack in the UK on 4 of our biggest companies. 3 of them, Marks and Spencers, which is I've boycotted Marks and Spencers for like 10 years. They've been funding Israel for time. Most people don't know that. Boom, they're attacked. Yeah, remember Russia would be against that, so they've attacked Marks and Spencers. Co-op was attacked. You remember that?
Yeah.
Co-op was hit the hardest in the UK. The Co-op has pretty much all of the funeral details and like burial details of everyone in the UK. So it's not just as simple as like, oh, I go to Co-op for my sushi. They're a deep, like, integral part of the British company. And then Harrods was cyber attacked, and there's a whole madness behind Harrods. So that was the 3rd of May. And obviously everyone's saying I'm a conspiracy theorist, I'm a fearmongerer. But when you can see all of these steps happening, it's very clear, you know, what's about to happen. On the 7th of May, almost all co-ops were now completely empty. I don't know if you ever went into a co-op and saw it yourself. Like the shelves were totally gone. So an unfathomable time. Cool. So jump forward now. I was in Greece when this happened. It's 21st of May. And this was unfathomable to me. So Spain had a mobile network outage. Yeah. So pretty much most people in Spain couldn't use their phone for a period of time. Now, do you know about how Babylon used propaganda and MK Ultra in TV and movies and films? Yeah. Predictive programming. Yeah. So on this day, when Europe's had another blackout, an EastEnders episode comes out, and EastEnders is the BBC, and the BBC being the biggest news channel and the biggest channel on the planet, EastEnders being their biggest hitting TV show. On that exact day of the blackouts, there was an episode where a girl called Lauren, her child, she found out was blind. Like she was sitting in the hospital and suddenly it went black, like a blackout. And she was like, oh, this is what it's like to be blind. Yeah, manipulate that shit. Like people are like, what are you talking about? You're a conspiracy theorist. It's very clear. Like this is showing you how much they programmed this. That show would have been recorded months before, and it just happens to land on the exact same day that there's a blackout. Yeah, cool. So you get that. Next day, yeah, I'm just banging them out the park right now. NASA, and as we know, NASA is a fake organization, but regardless, they've told the whole world to prepare for global blackouts because of CMEs. Yeah, these are coronal mass injections, so solar flares. Yeah, so they're preparing everyone for global blackouts, and that was only the day after the EastEnders episode. And then 2 days after, in Norway, a massive ship just appeared in this man's garden. I don't know if you saw it. It was all over the news. The reason this is significant is because in the film Leave the World Behind, which is the number one piece of satanic propaganda made by the disgusting Obamas, they were telling us how World War III is about to start. Yeah, and they have to tell you what they're about to do so that they don't receive the karmic retribution. They believe in their satanic belief. If they tell us what they're about to do to us, they don't receive the karma. So they made the film Leave the World Behind, yeah, as one of the pieces of propaganda. And in that film, the first attack was the ships going crazy and just like, and also you saw planes coming out the sky. Only an hour ago, me and you saw in India, today, there was a plane from India to Gatwick and it just exploded. 242 people, something died straight away. Just blew up. Bare planes are falling out of the sky, just like the film predicted would happen. That ship in Norway happened, so that's the 24th. So that's another major psychological part of their plan complete. Yeah, like we're showing you that ships are like just crashing everywhere. Okay, this is the major one now. So 2 days after that was the Liverpool attack. Yeah, do you remember when the guy drove through in Liverpool? Yeah, because yeah. No, I'm like more life to people if you like football, but for me, football's it's a game that came from slavery. It's just been used to manipulate us throughout. Like I'm not saying if you like football, that's all on you, but it's completely all manipulated without a shadow of a doubt. It's all Freemasons, just like it is with like boxing. It's all a game. And even like it was like I think it was 33 years since the Premier League started or something. So 33 being 33-degree Freemasons, it's all 33 vertebrates in our spine. It's a very loud number. So anyway, that attack that happened in Liverpool is the start of preparing us for the most violent summer we've ever had. Let me take you back to last year with Axel. Axel, the Doctor Who actor from BBC who stabbed 3 white girls and they all died apparently. I knew it was a psyop from the second they mentioned Taylor Swift over the on the news. You heard that, yeah? They're like, oh, like something to do with Taylor Swift. As soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, we're talking about Satanism. We're talking about mass ritual. Listen, racism exists, of course, yeah, but these coordinated events, like I started with the girl from Camden, it's all done on design, yeah, to bring about racial hatred so that we just fucking don't trust each other and it's black against white, police against, and it keeps on bringing us around in circle instead of us moving into. So that was a major development, May 26th, the football psyop. And around that week as well, there was multiple attacks in other countries, Vancouver, Belgium. They also had pretty much the same attack happen, like someone just goes mental. Cool. So the next day, Tommy Robinson's released from prison. He's looking like Bigfoot. It was the most bizarre. Well, if you ask me, he's looking like a clone. He's not looking like the same person, but he's a Zionist. He's being paid like unfathomable money to keep on causing disruption. And so after a situation happened in Liverpool and people wasn't sure if it was an immigrant or a white guy in the car, and it's already been revealed that the person that did it isn't the person in the car. Have you seen on the news? They said, we've arrested this white man. It's already been shown he was a stunt actor, but the actual man in the car is looking like some like handsome like 30-year-old Russian don or something. Yeah. So these are called crisis actors. You research George Soros. This is what he's doing with Black Lives Matter, LGBT, all of these false organizations. Yeah. Cool. Tommy Robinson's released. That's now set the pot. The UK is like spinning anger. We're right on the edge. We've got Reform UK almost about to go in Parliament. So June the 5th, Donald and Elon split. Yeah, they were best friends. And then Elon Musk is calling Donald Trump a PDF file. And Donald Trump saying, I'm going to stop everything to do with Tesla in the country. This is unfathomable trauma stacking. The symbolism of the black eye would suggest that they've like put a microchip in him, took over him. Like he's now under their control. June the 8th, we're on this week now. June the 8th was the start of basically the LA riots around that time. And across the world, we saw 5 Teslas burning. Yeah. They weren't Teslas, they were automatic driving cars, but they looked like Teslas. White cars burning. You saw the footage and everyone's going crazy. This is another part of the Leave the World Behind propaganda being complete. Because you saw where Julia Robinson, whatever her name is, goes and sees the Teslas and all the Teslas are like blocking the road. Yeah. That's, even though it's not the exact same thing, we're seeing 5 cars that don't need drivers, like, blocking the street. Unfathomable propaganda. I haven't done the Dramantry on that yet, but I'm sure it would be crazy. Cool. So that was 8th of June, yeah? Now, 2 days ago, so what day is it today? Thursday, the 12th of June. So the 10th of June, the leader of Al-Qaeda, this is the most significant part of this now, yeah? The leader of Al-Qaeda has called for all Muslims around the world to start assassinating. This is global. He's actually put the video out. Yeah, I can't stress how unfathomable this development is. So for about 3 years, I've been talking about it, and my knowledge, a lot of it comes from Nostradamus's prophecies. Nostradamus said that the third Antichrist will come out of the Middle East. He said that it will happen around the time when there is like an evil genius, which is friends with the president, clearly Elon Musk. But they will turn on each other, which is just, I can't even tell you, we're living in like the moment right now. He said that the president and that the evil genius will go separate sides, and then he said that, and this is where I lose friends and followers. We have to be bold enough to say the truth here. Yeah, they want to bring about Islamic law to the whole planet. They want, I think it's called Sharia law, Sharia. Yeah. So they're, but also it's not actually the Muslims. I love Muslims. Yeah, it's actually the Jesuits and the Zionists that are doing this, but they're going to use Islam to hide their agenda. Yeah. So how do you bring about the destruction of the West? You infiltrate the country. How do you infiltrate the country? You open up the borders. Last week in Kent alone, 1,200 unregistered men just came into the UK. People all across the UK right now are finding out that like these men are near primary schools and children are being attacked. Like it's just not because of like journalism. No one's actually really seeing what's happening, but it's unfathomable right now. Now this is radical Muslims, yeah, that I'm talking about. Not like you're not Mr. like Abdul upstairs or like Mr. Muhammad, your science teacher that you respect. I'm talking about radical Muslims that hate you. They hate us. Yeah. And the worst thing is like I can't really even blame them too tough. Like we in the UK are the most evil parasite on the planet. Yeah. As black men, as three of us in this room, black men, like it's hard even being in this country. Yeah, because of what they've done to our ancestors. It's unfathomable actually. It's interesting that we chose to be born here in the seat of Satan instead of back home in Ethiopia or something, you know? The fact that this has now happened, the leader of Al Qaeda, and I put a video out. There was a video of 4 Muslim men in a car. You may have seen it. And they're basically saying death to the West. That came out in about 24 hours. It got 45 million views. Yeah. So, and this is all happening this week while also everything's happening in America and planes are falling out of the sky. Earthquakes are happening all over the place. North Korea just started back in, one of you will have to remind me his name, Ibrahim Traore. Or, yeah. Who's no doubt the only black king on the planet right now, truly. North Korea is backing him. Like everything's so crazy, and then just at that moment, Al Qaeda has said, now it's time. So the prophecy basically says that there's going to be coordinated attacks all across the planet by these false radical Islamic people. And it's very important to say again, it's not like your humble Muslims that you love. We're talking about a radicalized, marginalized proxy group, which are going to be used to destroy the West from inside. Last night, I was in bed and Iran was put on high alert because Donald Trump ordered all American civilians to evacuate. And this is basically the moment now. We're actually here now where it's all about to pop off in the Middle East. And it's all leading to June the 14th. So like I said, it's Thursday today. We've got 2 more days, Saturday. Saturday, there's 1,800 protests. 1,800 protests in America alone. And it's done by a company called There's No Kings. And you can check it out, nokings.org. Okay, and then the last development, and then we can open this up to whatever. But the last development is, I was literally sitting with you before we came into the podcast, and this is only an hour ago that this came out, but the UK government have confirmed that they're training IDF members on UK soil, which is Israeli Defense Forces. So again, like if you know, it's unfathomable that this is happening. Like the same people that are bombing Palestine and like we're so ashamed of, we're training them ourselves. And also, let's not forget, we pay for Palestine to be bombed. We're so complicit in evil. It's unfathomable.